effects is always cool and exciting. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at two different VFX that you can easily create with Filmora 11. So now let's see how we got these two effects. So let's start with the futuristic video. Place your video on your timeline and then head over to the Elements menu. Go to the Elements menu and type in Tech, where we can find some futuristic hot tech gaming endings which would be perfect for this screen. We basically want to make it look as if we are looking at this doctor through a futuristic screen, and that way we can get a cool effect. Drag your chosen element right above your video, leaving an empty track at the center. Double click on this element, go to Video, Basic, Compositing, and change the blending mode from normal to screen. This way we're going to get rid of the blue background and just be left with the neon blue, which is the tech parts of this gaming end screen. Then go to Color, and then we're going to work with the settings until we have what we want. I also applied a 3D LUT. One of these two will do nicely. I think I'll go with Cyberpunk number 2. Hit OK once you're finished. So now we have this element placed on top of our video. Now to make this more realistic, we need to have some sort of isolation in the background video. So hide the element track for now and then go to Media, Sample Color, and drag in a black color. Double click on this black color, go to Mask, and grab this circle mask. Create an oval for your subject. Once you're done, scroll down and invert the mask so we get everything but the subject. Then we can simply blur the edges, and this way we're going to get a vignette effect. You can adjust the width and the height using these sliders right here. Once you're finished, go to the basic section, compositing, and just lower the opacity. We want something like this. So now if we bring this video back, you can see that the emphasis is more on the subject instead of the entire video. This way we can also see the edges right here, which were a little too bright to be seen without the black color. Now bring this element one more track up, and now we're going to choose a blue color which is similar to the blue we're seeing on the element. Once again, hide the element track and place this right below. This time we're only going to focus on the bright parts of the subject's face. First, I'm just going to lower the opacity, and that way I can see exactly where my subject's face is. Then go to Mask, once again choose a circle, place it on your subject's face, and then add to the blur strength. Try your best to not get this blue color on the wall and just leave it on the subject's face. You can also increase the height so you get some on the lab coat as well. Then we can go back to basic and bring back the color. Change the blending mode into screen, and now we have this blue reflection of this element onto our subject's face. You can see this is without it, this is with it, because we want to make this element as realistic as possible. Go to the effects menu and type in static, and we basically want one of these effects, and that way we can make this look more like a computer rather than a flat video. Double click on the effect and lower the slider. We can also grab this weak signal number 1 and place it randomly through our video. Go to a frame where you're seeing the glitch effects, and then you can use the sliders to choose how intense these weak signals should be. To match the original video, let's grab a cinematic bar and then place it above all the other layers. You can double click and adjust how much of these bars you want on your footage. And now we're finished with the first effect. Bring in your second video and place it onto your timeline. First, go to the Elements menu and look for the Fire section. I will go with this one, Huge Fire 01, and then place it on top of your video. Now we just need to reposition it, and that way we can make it look like this place has a lot of fire and these two people just happen to have a battle in this location. Go to Video, Transform, and increase the size of your element. I'm going to bring mine to the side so we can see our actors better. Now go back to the Elements menu and look for some other fires which would do great in this situation. Decorate your video with these fire elements until you're happy with the way they look. Once I have these two fire elements, it's now time to add some smoke. So right in the same Elements menu, head over to the Smoke section. So you want to go for one of these smoke screen effects. Drag it onto your timeline. You can also drag in smoke screen number 1 and just kind of work with the opacity so it's not as vibrant as it is right now. We can go to the Effects menu and look for Heat and use this heat wave effect. And we're basically getting this heat wave effect which can show how hot that battle arena is. Now in these same search results, you can get one of these movie color pack warm. We're basically going to make the screen really warm and dim because there's a lot of fire going on. Either go for an orange color or a red color. Drag this on top, and now we're going to make this look even more epic, especially once the fire comes in. It's going to look a lot more realistic. It's still looking pretty chill, so we kind of need to darken the edges of our video. Go to the Media menu, Sample Color, and grab in the color black. Place this on top, but leave one empty track before it. Double click on this black color, go to Mask, and put in a circular shape. Now we're going to work with the sliders and try to bring this mask over the fighters rather than the extra bits in the corners. First, let's invert the mask and then use the width and the height to make it perfect for our two warriors. Once you're finished, make sure to increase the blur strength. Then go to Basic, Compositing, and just lower the opacity so that it's a little bit more natural. Now go to the Effects menu and look for a dark LUT and place it underneath the black color. We just need to do one more thing, so bring in all your color correction tracks and leave one empty space. In the Elements menu, go to Fire once again, and this time we're going to grab one of these large scale elements. Go to your original video, double click, go to Color. We're just going to head over to the Advanced section and bring down the highlights of this video. Then go to HSL and bring down the saturation from the blue that we have in the sky. Now go back up to Vibrance, and once again we're going to lower the Vibrance to get rid of those excess colors. We don't want any bright blues or any other color that's away from warm tones. If you saw that your video is too dark, you can always go to one of these effects that you applied and lower their opacity. Now all that's left to do is to blur out the fire elements that are the closest to the camera. So go to the Effects menu and type in Blur, then add this square blur effect to all of your fire elements. You don't need to do that for the second smoke screen because we lowered the opacity. To finish off the effects, I'm going to add the same heat wave that we applied earlier one more time onto the video. And then finally, we're going to add the same cinematic bars that we did for the first effect. And now we're finished. Now you know how to create Hollywood-style VFX using Filmora 11. Let's work together and create the same style.